Hi there, this is Victoria Violet. Normally I am giving you tarot updates, providing you with collective, messages. I had to stop what I was doing and film this. You may hear my GPS. I'm sorry for that. People have been talking about division, have been talking about America going through another civil war. I hate to say this to everybody. It's only my opinion, my humble opinion. But we've been going through it. But this time around, we're not necessarily having to use guns and weapons and things of that nature. We're using words that are decisive. We're taking sides. We are being ugly. We're being hypercritical, and then in some instances hyperconformant. By that I mean, like I always say, it's like going back to the early 2000s where everybody started getting a participation trophy. I think that wasn't necessarily a good thing for our country or to send a message to our youth. But I digress. That person that set themselves on fire, that was a horrendous sight, I'm sure, for everyone to have seen. But that lady shouting out, that reporter shouting out, active shooter, that wasn't an active shooting. She didn't hear anything. She didn't see anything to that matter or manner. What she did see, witness, which even shocked me, and I only saw it on video, was a man setting himself on fire. We don't need to be scaring the rest of the world. The world is already scared enough. We're already going through a lot of things, from having to deal with inflation and having to deal with information that's being given in schools, high schools, colleges, universities, that doesn't necessarily fit the American way. It's either communistic or Marxist type of mentality, or socialism. And America is not any of those things on the norm. But right now, it's being torn apart. Now, am I saying you don't have a right to think? You don't have a right to your opinions? I'm not saying that at all. But I am saying that people need to use objectiveness more than subjectiveness, because if we constantly go into our subjective type of thought pattern, do you realize, because my major is psychology, do you realize that I can watch the same car accident as you, and yet when interviewed I can give a total recall, you can give a totally different recall than what I recalled happening. Why do I mention this? Because it's a he said, she said. Everything is subjective. Everything is very much your perspective, and your perspective doesn't always pan out, nor does mine, because none of us is perfect. We're having a human experience. But if we don't start cooling our heels a little bit, even though we have differences of opinion, what is going to happen is we will have a full-on civil war with more than words, with weapons, with fists, with knives, with explosions, and none of us wants that. So I hope that you will join me in being more of a live and let live kind of person, and let the majority rule. Stop rigging elections. Stop, thinking with emotion, and think with logic, clear logic, and not the color of my skin, not not my last name, my surname, and not what affiliation I am politically, but that you're my brother, my sister, you're my children. If you're younger than I am, and I'm old enough to be your mom, then you're my children. If I'm old enough to be your grandmother, then you're my grandchildren. And it takes a village, but I'm sorry to say it this way, we're living out the movie Idiocracy. If you don't know what that is, please, I urge you to go watch it and see if you do not come to the same comparison that I have come to in these last 4 years, almost 4 years, that we're living out the movie Idiocracy. And we gotta get better than this. Come on, America, come on. I mean, does a tarot reader necessarily have to come on and tell you that we need to do better? This is commonsensical, and we're not going by common sense. And when people say things that are in the right, they end up missing, in case you haven't noticed. So I'm not trying to, stoke the fire or poke the bear. I'm just saying that we all have to do better. We all have to learn how to be tolerant of one another. And I don't know about you, but I didn't start noticing the color of your skin until they started telling me I had to. Because you're not black if you vote a certain way, apparently. You're my brothers and sisters. Brothers from another mother, sisters from another mother, whatever. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, we all bleed red and we're all Americans. It doesn't matter whether I'm a Spanish American and you're a Puerto Rican American, or you're a Black American or African American, whatever, white American, whatever you are. That's not what makes you an American. What makes you an American is that we all were born here, or we naturalized, like my parent and my grandparents on both sides did, or we were born here. And the people like myself that have gone into the military, or that have military families, like I'm very fortunate to have all of my pardon me allergies. All of my children went to the military branches, different ones, but they all went to the military. Their dad went to the military. I was in the military. My father was in the military. I even have a WAC. Look that up, WAX, in my family line. All my brothers went to the military except for one. So I'm a big military family. And I don't think that we should poop on the cops unless we don't want them to come when we have a business that needs protecting, or somebody breaks in or catches fire, or our house, when the alarm goes off, that alarm that ring is hooked onto. Yeah, it's there for a reason, because you want the cops to come if somebody comes and does no-nos at your home. So please stop saying defund the police. How about we retrain, or we give more training? We redirect the people that are not doing a good job on the police force, or better yet, the ones that are bad apples we get rid of. But we don't need to defund the police. We don't need to take matters into our own hands. We don't need to be vigilantes. And whatever was on that young man's mind that set himself on fire, that DMS-4 should have never been changed. Never. I'm a medical billing coder, and I can tell you, certified, and I can tell you that as soon as that was changed to DMS-5, and a lot of mental disorders were changed, this country started going to pots. And it's not necessarily a good thing, because some change is great and some change is iffy at best, and the people are not getting medication and treatment that is much needed in this country. So that's a shame. I'm gonna get off my soapbox. What I really want to say is, guys, I love you all. This is Victoria Violet, and I hope that you will endorse my channel. I'm here to give direction. It took me a long time to have that direction as an empath, because you feel everybody's everything. Look up an empath. Not being empathetic with people, but an empath. Totally different. I'll do a video about that soon. Just whether you're a younger generation or an older generation, just learn to respect each other and learn to respect each other's thoughts, right? We were here before you, so we don't necessarily have to change everything to accommodate for you, but we also do have to give you credit where credit is due for being innovative, for being leaders in AI and things like that are up and coming. Okay? We need to work together. I love you, and I hope you have a better day. For anybody out there that this is affecting in an adverse way, please call
your hotline, please talk to someone. Find someone to talk to, okay? Don't bottle it up inside. I love you, and you take care. Be safe. Victoria Violet, bye.